Good day, YouTube. Today's topic is if you had to pick between job satisfaction or career progression, which one would you take? I do realize that it is possible to have a high degree of job satisfaction and career progression. I'm going to share with you my example in the recent past, but I want you to think about that. Which one is more important to you? I was an Air Force civilian for 8.5 years, and I loved it. My job, as you may already know, if you've seen any of my videos, is I worked at the Airmen and Family Support Center, taking care of service members of all branches, and often their family members. To me, I was dressed in civilian clothing, and I would do that, and I loved it, especially because it dealt with finances in most cases, but not all. So I did that for 8.5 years. At the same time, I was a reservist the entire time. So my job progression on the civilian side was absolutely zero. I was a GS-11 when I started, and when I finished up until 2015, I was a GS-11 as well. So I didn't progress. And I was fine with that because I had job satisfaction. I loved what I was doing. At the same time, I was fortunate enough that I was in the reserves and I had progression on the other side. On the reserve side, I would travel sometimes as a civilian, sometimes as a reservist. And for me, that combination worked out perfect. And then I realized, okay, it's time for me to do something different. And that's where I am now as an AGR, Active Guard Reserve, active duty for the reserve side. Last week, for the first time in 1 year and 4 months, I probably hit the wall. What I mean by that is I started to realize, okay, I'm kind of tired. And how happy am I doing my current job for the Air Force, active duty? And yesterday, which was Monday, it continued. It was a long weekend, had a good weekend, but it continued through my work day yesterday. And then as I was driving home, I started to think a lot. What do I want in the future? What do I want to return to my civilian job in 2 years? Or would I like to continue on the active duty side? Here's my approach. My approach this morning, I went to work after thinking about it over and over, and I said, sometimes I have to do something different in the sense that if it's not working out the way I want it to, maybe if I do something different, I'll get the results that I want. And this is just day one today. So I was very proactive, a different approach from what I have been doing. And I said, you know what, I want to make sure that I take charge of the moment. It's up to me for the most part to see what job satisfaction I get throughout the week, throughout the month. And it went very well. Now, of course, that's just one day. That's how come I ask you the question, if you had to choose from job satisfaction or career progression, which one would you take? Now, on the reserve side, I've progressed throughout the years, especially the last 10 years that I've been a reservist up until now. Now, of course, right now, I'm still a major, and I can't progress until my board, which is 2 years away. So I have to start thinking, what do I have to do, or have I already done what I needed to get promoted to the next rank, or at least when the board meets, that they're going to say this individual has done what he or she has needed to do to be promoted to the next rank. That's important as well. Who doesn't want to be promoted? But it goes back to, for me, to answer that question, is job satisfaction is very important to me because that's every day of the week, every day of the month that I'm doing that job. And for me, it's about being at peace, being completely satisfied with the job that I'm currently doing. And that's important. If that's the case where, I'm not happy, then I'm going to start thinking like I did the week before, what do I want in the future, in the near future? It's not about the Air Force only. That is key. What is the Air Force going to do in my case? But what do I want? And what am I going to do to ensure that I get that job satisfaction that carries over to your personal life, your afternoons where you're happy for the most part? That's what I wanted to talk about. Yes, you could have both your job satisfaction and career progression. And if that's the case, great. If one day you happen to hit a wall, kind of like I did last week, we as individuals may have to make adjustments, may have to be proactive to ensure that we are satisfied to a high degree with our job or our career. Now, at the same time, I'm also going to say that every job has challenges, every job has stressors. So it's definitely up to us to be aware and make those adjustments to make sure that we are happy overall with our job. Because the job, there's always going to be some type of job to do, but the question is, and maybe that's the $1,000,000 question, are you going to be happy doing that job? That's the topic that I wanted to talk about today. Hopefully you have both, and that's a good thing. If the answer is you don't, that's okay, but what can you do as an individual to make sure that it improves and that you are happy overall with the job or the job that you're doing? Good topic. Hope you've enjoyed it. Have a great day. Take care.